Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome any new and returning viewers. And also welcome back to my channel. Anyone who has subscribed to my channel, thank you so very much for subscribing. What are we going to do today? We have a special project in store for you guys. I am going to be making a birthday shirt, a birthday applique embroidered shirt for my girl. She's turning 5 on April 8th. Happy birthday, birthday girl. So we're going to make her applique embroidered birthday shirt, you guys. Pink is her favorite color. So I am going to be using a pink gilded shirt. I'm also going to be using some glitter HTV vinyl, a number 5 that we are going to applique. And then I'm also going to be using a butterfly applique that I finally learned how to cut out with my Cricut machine. And I will show you guys how to do that in an upcoming video. But today we will be designing her birthday t-shirt for 5 years old for Monday. So what I'm going to do is I am going to be using my 10 by 10 mighty hoop to get this hooped up. I'm going to be using some no mesh stabilizer because I don't want too much of the stabilizer showing through her shirt. And then we will also be finishing that off with some tender touch stabilizer once we get the whole embroidery job done. So come on over with me to the table, you guys, and let's go ahead and get this shirt hooped up. Now, I was planning on using my Hoop Master Station, but her shirt is just too small for that. So we're gonna hoop it right here on my table, my craft table that I put together, and let me show you how we're gonna do that. So come on a little closer. Okay, everybody. So again, we are going to be using our 10 by 10 mighty hoop to hoop up the shirt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place my no show mesh stabilizer right here on top of the bottom hoop. And again, the magnetic hoop has to go with the warning sign up and this part down, and it has to go face down. The white side has to go face down. So we're going to go ahead and put our stabilizer on top of the frame. And I've already, again, pressed my shirt so that I can find the center of my shirt there. Hope you can see that center of my shirt, even though it doesn't look like I did a really great job pressing it. I didn't let my heat press get too hot, but just enough so I could see the center line. And we're going to go ahead and put our shirt around our bottom hoop like so, and we're going to match it up to the label inside the shirt to try to find our center. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull the shirt all the way down. So I want the neckline part of the shirt underneath the frame. No, I don't want it like that because that's going to push the design down too far, and I want the design to sit up a little bit closer to her neck. So I'm going to push the neckline up to the top of the frame, and that way when I put the top mighty hoop on, it'll stitch it a little bit closer to that neckline up here instead of all the way down here. So that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to go ahead and put our stabilizer in our shirt. And you guys, I cut that a little bit too big, so let me take some of that off. Purple is my favorite color, so you see I have purple scissors. I have a little purple mini iron that I'm going to be using to iron down my HTV vinyl. Did get this little guy from off of where? My favorite store, Temu. And I just have so many purple things around here because purple is my most very favorite color, you guys. So, all right, it looks like we got that pretty center now. Let me go ahead and again push it up the neckline to the very top of that hoop so that we can try to get that sewn as close to the top of that hoop as possible. Now we're going to put it down, and it looks like the top part of my t-shirt is hooked in the center, but it looks like it's off just a bit on the bottom. So I'm going to just go ahead and try to scoot that over on the bottom. Just a little bit. Without smashing my fingers with this hoop, because it is trying to go back down. So be careful and don't smash your fingers, you guys. And there, that looks so much better. Now you can see it is lined up at the top point, and also it is lined up at the bottom point. So then we're going to just tug on our t-shirt just a little bit to make it a little bit more taut like a drum. Hope you guys can hear that. And we're going to go ahead and get our design set up in what? Our Ricoma MT1501 embroidery machine. Let's head on over to the embroidery machine. Okay, everybody, we are over at our embroidery machine, our Ricoma MT1501. And so now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to insert our mighty hoop onto our embroidery machine, and we're going to make note to stick this part of our embroidery machine through our t-shirt and make sure it's under there so that we don't embroider our t-shirt top to bottom. So we're going to just put it through the neckline. We're going to push it in our frame, and we're going to make sure that it is secure. Okay, everybody, and we have our embroidery hoop installed into our Ricoma MT1501 now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do our slow trace to make sure that our design does not hit our embroidery hoop, you guys. Now let's go ahead and do our trace. Everybody, and we are good to go. So what we're going to do now, because we are going to be doing an applique, we're going to be doing a frame out after each stitch color so that we can have the hoop extend out, and we can go ahead and place our number 5 so that it can do our placement stitch, our tack down stitch, and then our satin stitch. And then we're also going to do the same with our butterfly. We're going to have the hoop extend out so we can do our placement stitch and then our satin stitch. Isn't this so cute, you guys? I'm so excited that I finally learned how to cut this out on the Cricut machine, so I don't have to like be cutting around so close to the line. It's gonna be make my life so much easier just to already have that fabric cut out. And we did go ahead and add some heat and bond to the back of our design so that we can just go ahead and iron that down with the little mini iron once we get our placement stitch. So let's go ahead and get this baby started, you guys. All right, so as you can see, we did do our frame out there. So I'm going to carefully peel back my number 5 off of my transfer sheet for my glitter vinyl. I'm going to carefully peel that back because I don't want to stretch it any before I get it ironed on. And we're going to place that down. We're going to turn on our little iron, get our iron heated up so we can go ahead and iron that down onto our shirt. And I'm not going to take the hoop out of the embroidery machine. I'm just going to leave it in there while I iron it down, you guys. So once I get it ironed down, I will show you how that fits in there and how it looks. Yes, that looks good. So let me go ahead and get my iron heated up. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take me a piece of parchment paper and I'm going to lay it over top of my 5. Once I get that tacked down to give it a nice firm press. But for the first press, I'm just going to tack it down temporarily with my little iron because I can't see where it's at if I put the parchment paper on top right now. So we're just going to do a little small iron to make sure we get it lined up with our placement stitch. Whoops, my cord fell out, so let me go ahead and get that plug back up. And that fit on there really nice, you guys. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my parchment paper down. I think I'm going to also get one of my little heat pillows to stick up under there to give me a little bit more sturdier space underneath so I can get that press done. So let me get my little heat pad. All right, so here's our smallest heat pad and we're just going to stick that up under the embroidery hoop, you guys, so that I can get a more stabilized surface to get this number 5 pressed down. All right, so we have it pressed down in place. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and push our embroidery hoop back into the back so that it's not extending out anymore, so that we can go ahead and do our tag down stitch on top of our number 5, you guys. So we're going to extend that back to the back. And now we're going to do our tag down stitch for our heat transfer vinyl. All right, and so our tag down stitch is down. And as you guys can see, my tension was not tight enough, so I just had to tighten up my tension a little bit. And let me just go ahead and get these little threads cut off while we have our hoop extended out. Now we're going to push our hoop back into our frame so that we can go ahead and get our satin stitch done, you guys. So here we go. We're going to do our satin stitch. All right, and now we are going to make our placement stitch for our butterfly. So we're going to go ahead and get that one tacked down. And our embroidery hoop is going to frame out so that we can go ahead and get our butterfly put into place. We're going to press that down with our iron so that we can do our tack down stitch for our butterfly. So let me just scoot back over here, get our butterfly that we have our heating bond on, and we're going to get that tacked down so that we can get that stitched out with our placement stitch for the top of the butterfly, and then we can also get our satin stitch done, you guys. It just makes it so much easier, I think, when you can have your fabric already cut out and you don't have to be trying to go around and cut in those little bitty areas. With your scissors, you can already have it cut out, you guys. Gonna get our pillow here. Again, we're gonna put it back up underneath our butterfly so we can have better surface to iron, and then we're gonna iron it and give it a nicer press, you guys. All right, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to push our frame back in. And we're going to tack our butterfly down around with our stitch just like we did on our number 5 before we do our satin stitch. Looks like I accidentally just did 2 of those tack down stitches, but that's okay. It's going to all get covered up. So we're going to push our frame back in, and we're going to go to our next color to get our butterfly stitched out. Oh, sorry you guys. We're going to put the flower on the butterflies. And I have the wrong color, so I'm going to cut this out. Cut off that little tail. And I meant to have orange in there because butterflies are so colorful. So I need to be orange. I'm on color number 8 and I should be on color number 10. So I got my colors a little bit backwards. So let me go ahead and get my colors adjusted here. All right, now let's go ahead and stitch us some yellow flowers. Excuse me, some orange flowers. Orange whimsicles. Okay, guys, and our frame is pushed back. Our frame is pushed back out. So now I'm just going to take this opportunity to go ahead and cut off some of these little tails before I do my satin stitch border around the butterfly, so that I won't have to do all that cleanup at the end once that satin stitch gets laid down. Did I say how nice it is to have your fabric already pre-cut for you instead of having to go around with your little scissors to cut? It's just so awesome. Let's push that frame back in and get our butterfly satin stitch now done. All right, everybody. And with that, my design is done. Let me go ahead and do my little cleanup, and then I'll be back to show you guys what it looks like. All right, everybody, I am done with my cleanup, and upon further inspection, I did notice that my fabric hadn't got all the way caught in down here. So off camera, I did push my frame up a little bit and made a little extra detailed design down here so that I could catch the extra fabric down here that I missed. But I did go ahead and get that fixed up so that we don't have any fabric that's sticking out. And there's our design, guys, for my birthday girl, Lauren. Isn't it so beautiful? She's gonna love it. All right, guys. So thanks for joining me for this tutorial to make the birthday applique number 5 shirt for my baby. And you guys, all you have to do is just, again, learn your machines, guys, and you can stitch out these really nice embroidery projects. And until the next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.